welcome back.
Whoa.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, I'm in awe. I am. You know it. There are a few times that I sit in this seat and just go, good grief, what am I doing here? Look who's with me. And this is one of those times.
Yeah. It's good to be here. We've had a lot of fun with the old dogs together,
We had a blast with you guys.
We got to keep them alive.
Yeah, that's a key.
Old Reed's in the hospital, you know. He's going to be all right. He just, you know, he's taking my advice. I told him, I said, when you get sick, don't get well for about a month after you're well. I said, just ride that thing for us. Hey, you know what I've done gone and doing here? I just looking out here and I know about every other face. I done papered the room.
You did. I love it. We're
they
glad
got
to have
Marie, and her daughter behind. Now she's the one that keeps me in line.
Yeah.
There's a security guard.
Uh-oh.
Randall Moore.
Look out.
And he, but all he does is keep me inside there. It protects the buses.
Now, all week long we've been showing, you know, the beginnings of great Waylon Jennings stories. And we got to have the endings. The Muhammad Ali came to the christening for Shooter. You had a new bus, and it just had a driver.
That was all a lie.
Did you make make up the ending quick?
Got to make up an ending.
No, he took the bus.
He took the bus. He went to Louisville to visit his mother, and I didn't know for sure if he was going to come back or not.
You just took your bus?
Just took the bus and drove it up there. But Ali, you know, well, what you going to do? Say, hey, give me my bus back.
No,
no. No, he's a great guy. He's one of the funniest human beings I've ever met. I got to tell you, the night of the christening, I have a daughter. One of my daughters is awful mean. And
where'd she get that, I wonder?
I don't know, not from me. But I tell you what she did. This guy didn't know who she was, and she didn't tell him her last name. She just told him, and they'd gone out once before, and so that night she said, come go with me, I'm going over to some friends' houses. So this old boy was a songwriter and a struggling singer, you know.
Right.
And she brought him in through the door, and she walked him right up to me and said, this is my father, Waylon Jennings. And on one side of me was Muhammad Ali, and on the other side was Johnny Cash. Now, you seen that donkey's eyes on Hee-Haw?
It spins?
Yeah. That old boy's, his eyes just kind of spun a little bit. I said, it's a hard life, ain't it, Hoss? I said, I wouldn't go with one of my daughters on a bet.
There was another one you told, the beginning of, you had a heckler at JD's one night screaming out some song title, and you didn't want to sing it, and then he came backstage, and he was huge, and I believe you said...
Huge ain't the word, about 6'9", I think. Maybe he looked that way, but he said, I think I'm just going to slap some of that smartness out of you, and I was thinking as hard and fast as I could, because I knew he was going to just do me like an ant, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, Hoss, let me tell you something. I've had 75 fights in my life, and I've lost every one of them. But the odds are against you, and you don't want to mess with me. I'm bound to win one someday.
It's coming. Come due. And went on to be friends with the guy.
Yeah. And I'm standing there, and it seemed like for, 9 weeks. And finally, he cracked up laughing. And so he'd come in, and whatever he wanted to hear, if I knew it or not.
Just play it.
Hell, I'd hum it for him.
Write it. And then it was you and Johnny Cash shared an apartment, crash pad, when you first moved to town. Each of you seemed to have the habit of going into the pad, maybe semi-conscious in one way or another, and locking the door so the other one couldn't get in, and they kicked the door in every time, and then the landlord...
It's fun, you know, when you hit that door with your foot and that door gives, there's a feeling of power.
Oh, yeah.
Like you ain't never. Well, that old guy got tired of having to put the door back on the hinges.
Right.
And, you know, so I came in. I think I was the last one that we did that with, because he had to figure out some way to get us to stop that. So I came in. I had a bunch of stuff in my hands, you know, and I thought, well, so I reared back and kicked it, and he had turned it around. It opened this way. Now, when I kicked that door, it was like a ball-peen hammer hitting a 10-penny nail. I went,
So you locked yourselves in from then on?
From then on, yeah, we're trying to kick our way
So you
out
got
of
the
there.
security guard to keep you locked in.
That's it.
Wow. Now, there's a picture I want to show the folks. I want them first just to guess who it is. Clay, put up the photograph there. Now, who could this possibly be? Do you guys know? It is Willie. Now, when was this taken?
That had to be in about 1969, 68, 69. Our faces look like little babies' butts. I mean, we really actually had tuxedos on. I got to tell you something. I didn't make out too well that night. I wound up somewhere partying or something.
In a pile somewhere.
Yeah, and I found pieces of that tuxedo for months. And one shoe. And that was it, man.
Thank God those days are gone.
Yeah. I knew you was looking for it.
All right, I read or heard a story that you went into a hotel room once and had a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, Lord.
And you painted the entire room black. The
Yeah.
bathtub, the carpet, the bed, everything. Is
It was
this
beautiful. It was beautiful, you know. And then you know, when you're on drugs and you're in town early, you got a lot of time on you. Now Johnny Cash did that first, but he didn't do as good a job. As I
Didn't
did.
he have another thing he used to do to a hotel room?
Yeah, one time he saw it like this.
Yeah.
He would saw it to where it would be that tall.
Just saw the legs off the furniture?
Yeah, and the furniture and the chairs and everything real short. And then he called some room service, and the old boy came in the room trying to act like he didn't see that the chairs were that tall.
Oh, they're telling me to go to a break. I don't want to. Huh? We're coming back? You promise? All right, good. Waylon's going to sing another one in a minute, folks.